Hello there, it's Bètá Convo Live, and my name is Wally, standing in for your regular hostess, I'll say, Nadia, aka the fabulous Nadia. Just hope we will have Nadia today. So my name is Wally, it's Bètá Convo Live, and I've got with me today someone who's has got a very intriguing story, very exciting story about herself. Who is also a long distance runner. Obviously, she's going to be introducing herself properly, even as I introduce herself firstly. Her name is Diane Nukuri. Diane, I hope I got your surname quite right. I pronounced that quite right. I'm not sure if I did. If I didn't, apologies, my dear. Maybe you could just do it for me. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. That lovely smile, and thank you for joining us on Bètá Convo today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's actually Nukuri, but that's okay. I'll
Nukuri.
forgive you.
Oh, bless us, my sister. That's good. Thank you. Well, Merry Christmas to you. Belated Merry Christmas. And obviously, your birthday was on the 1st of December. Hope you had a very good birthday. Belated happy birthday on behalf of AthleticsAfrica and obviously Bètá Convo Live.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you too, and I hope it was a good one.
It was. Thank you. So let's have this conversation between ourselves. Let's know a little bit about you. I did when my friend Yomi obviously called me and said, "Wally, you're going to be hosting this show for today." I was like, "Wow, yeah, delighted. I've always wanted to do this." So and said, "All right, who am I going to be talking to today?" And he said, "Diane." I'm like, "Wow, yeah, that's good." The lady from Burundi, that's lovely. Heard so much about her, and it'll be interesting talking to her today. So, Diane, tell us about yourself. I mean, everyone knows you were at the Olympics as a 15-year-old. Obviously at 15, I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life. So and you're already at the Olympics at that time, which was very, very interesting. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, like you said, my name is Diane Nukuri, and I am a Burundian American. And so I have so many siblings. It's like 8 of us. And like I grew up in a village in Kigozi. That's just outside the capital city of Burundi. And I'm a long distance runner. And yeah, it's kind of hard to introduce myself because I feel like I'm actually pretty not old, but it's been a long journey. But yeah, I run. I run for a living, and yeah, I definitely living my I would say my best life. I have my dream job and something that I never really even dreamed of. So yeah.
You've got a very interesting story. I mean, it's more Hollywood style story. I think if probably all these directors or what I've used, script writers are having a look at this particular episode. I mean, I probably say, "Wow, go for it." She's got a very interesting story to her life. You, I mean, reading about you, and looking through some of your past interviews, I was very much interested in of your life when you started, especially in primary school. And I noticed there was one interview I saw that you usually walk about 6 miles to school in primary school just to go to primary school. That's that's awesome. I mean, it must have been very hectic for you back then.
Yeah, but I do think that all of us were doing the same. I don't know if you ever lived in a village. I don't know. I guess I should
Oh,
ask you where you're
definitely,
from.
yeah,
Yeah, so we all
Nigeria,
have,
village
yeah,
boy here, man.
yeah. So you understand that village life where
Mm,
you're just running around from pretty much like 5 a.m. doing chores, going to school, and there was like no break, and I
mm.
think that's why, like as I get older, I'm like, wow, I used to work like harder than I did when I was in my village, and um than now I think I'm like busy, but I actually think I'm kind of a bit lazy when I compare to the way I grew up. But it was like getting up, going get water like about 1K to a mile away, and make breakfast if you're the older one, make breakfast for your sisters and your mom. I mean, mom was like a queen, you know, she's still a queen, but it's like just get your books, hold your books in your hands and run or walk to school. Like if you only have 30 minutes left before the class starts, you'll run because you know, like if you're late back home and like they spank you. And I mean, that's the teachers don't care. Like if you
Yeah.
leave 6 miles away, if you leave like 3 miles away, 1 mile away, if you have a car or whatever, like most people don't have cars. Like so if I one of my it's like my family friend had a car, and one time every now and then he would see me like running so hard and like knowing that I was gonna miss maybe my first class, he would like pick me up, and that was like probably the greatest gift I ever received, is getting a ride to go to school. That was like, you know, my day was made over the whole year. So it was just
Wow.
exciting. It's like one of those things like you just do, you don't think about it. You're always working and you're always trying to impress your mom. You're always trying to be that good kid who's not going to get spanked in school and at home. So that was just me trying to just, I guess, I don't know. I didn't even think it was just part of life.
Hmm. And how has that actually affected you growing up? I mean, I know you mentioned a bit about it, especially how it's affected you in your chosen career, being a long distance runner.
I think it's probably what I started, just having that drive or just working hard and knowing that nothing comes easy and I was gonna have to like, you know, that was just the beginning of, I guess I wouldn't say struggles. It's just more like knowing that, like, you know, just even getting to Canada at like 16, people were like, "Oh, how did you do it? You were so young." And I was like, "Well, that was the best life compared to the life I had in the village because it was less work and I was getting more opportunities, like traveling, getting free shoes, free clothes, and just people like helping me. Like I feel like it just made me work harder, and I still get excited getting, you know, clothes from Asics today, even though I've been with them for 10 years. I'm very grateful, and I will never take that for granted. So I think that prepared me to work harder, and you know, now I have a little bit more like, you know, I'm a little bit, I'm stable and like I could do whatever I want, but I'm definitely, I will never forget the way I was brought up, like by, you know, the mom. My mom was very disciplined, and that's still like, I still think about it today. If I'm about to make like do something stupid, I think, oh, my mom would be very disappointed in me, and I just kind of snap at her.
Mm. And you left your country, Burundi, whilst coming out of a civil war, which obviously claimed a lot of lives, sadly. And how was it for you as a young girl at that time? And you're looking back to what you were used to, your village life, your people, your family. Um, Everywhere was in turmoil, and leaving all that, going to Canada to, as it were, reset your life. How was it for you as a youngster? You know, living everything you knew, you grew up to know, your family, your friends, everything about you. You're there, Africa, and going to you know, the country, obviously, the cold, new people, new culture, and everything.
Yeah, it was. I, I would say it was like hard, but at the same time, it was like really exciting because then it was like, whoa, I get to like, yeah, I mean, I guess I love meeting new people. I loved traveling. One of the reasons why I started running is because I heard that I could go to another city back home. That's really what got me going because it's like, you know, like I said, I have a lot of siblings and I'm the middle kid and nobody cared about, you know, whether I had lunch or dinner. So I just feel like nobody cares. Like if I can go somewhere in Canada, I always thought when we were young, I don't know, maybe it's just like me, but I thought like life in Canada, people just handed you free money and you just didn't have to work and like everything was so easy. So I was like, well, I cannot wait. And I got there, I was like, this is not what people told me. I had to work harder and it's lonely. But at the time when I was home, especially with the Civil War, it was like confusing because like you're young and you're just trying to, I guess, just stay safe and just hang around your family. And I feel like you don't really think about like, oh, like how, you don't think about a lot when you're in that moment. But now that I'm old, I'm like, wow, that was like kind of tough at times. But it was also really fun being with my family, like coming from like a big family, like New Year's, we used to like kill a goat and like just celebrate New Year's and dance all night. And even though we didn't have like a lot of money, like we had fun. We've always been close, and that's the thing that really like that was hard for me, I guess, to leave. But then when I think about like all that those good memories, like it made me really happy until today. I'm really happy that I have a really close family, and we just gotta use what we had. We never complained that we weren't gonna like become successful. All of us are very driven, and we want to do better. We want to get together. Until today, so it was exciting.
Mm, mm. So let me take you back again, back to memory lane, and ask you this: what was the first prize you ever won in athletics tour? And what was it like for you winning that?
My first prize was like, I think they were like coffee mugs, and
Wow.
then I think like it was like a more like a house stuff. Like I remember taking to my mom, and I think I also got a radio at the same time, and that was huge because our radio back home was so small, and we had to like pull that little antenna to hear some of the stuff like the news. And you know
Mm.
how, I mean, I don't know, maybe you were like a fancy village kid, but like for us, it was like so exciting to be able to like hear that 5 minute and getting that bigger radio for my mom. My mom was so excited. She like looked at me, she was probably like so proud. Even though I don't think she praised me for that radio, but now that I think about it, I'm like, I was like the best kid. I brought the best stuff at home, and like the other kids were already just like asking for things, but for me, I brought like the stuff to drink out of, coffee and like tea, and it's exciting when you don't have to buy it. And this is back in 1999, 2000. Like, I was the coolest kid. So I think that's definitely I still remember that because I know like we needed it that time. And it was just nice to be able to be there for my family and like not having a dad, my mom being a farmer, not having, it's not like we're getting paid every month. So yeah, that was fun.
And you've been to the Olympics 3 times. Incredible. I mean, 3 times Olympian. It's amazing. It's amazing. How do you feel? I mean, looking back, how you started, that little girl in the village, then all the way to Canada, and then the first Olympics at what 15, and then the second Olympics and the third Olympics. Looking back, sitting as you are now, comfortably, probably in your garden somewhere, and you look back at that. How do you feel? I mean, not a lot of people will ever get this lifetime opportunity. How do you feel looking back at it?
It feels it definitely feels nice because, like you said, like yeah, I think of myself running around in a village like barefoot and like probably some like clothes, like ripped clothes. I don't know, like just playing around and didn't have a lot, but it, I feel grateful, and I also feel like I had a lot of people that like helped me get to where I am today from the time I was 15. Like just the whole country, Burundi, sending me to the Olympics at 15, even though I didn't have like a standard to go, but they wanted to encourage me and to just keep, chasing my dreams. And uh, I don't know, just going back like in 2012 as a grown woman after graduating from the University of Iowa, and that was like a new experience. Every Olympics really that I went to means something to me. And then 2016 being confident and competitive and just feeling, as like never forgetting that I was that little village girl. I still won't
Mm,
forget, but like just seeing what I am, like just having just a stable life and being able to be there for the people that need me, my family, and having friends and just successful career and not forgetting the people that were always behind me and still behind me. So it feels sometimes not, it doesn't feel real, but then I'm always like, oh, this is the best. So whenever I'm having a bad day, I'm like, this is just you living your dream.
mm. Diane, we're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about which one of the Olympic Games actually stands out for you that brings out best memory? I'm guessing it's the first one because it was your first one. You were barely 18, and I'm thinking that, but I want to hear from you which one actually brings out the best memories for you. So we're going to take a short break and come back.
All right, perfect.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome back. It's Bètá Convo Live. My name is Wale, standing in for Nadia AK today. So we've got Diane Nukuri. I'm sure I got that right now. So before we went on the break, yeah, thank you. Yoo-hoo! So before we went on that break, I was asking Diane what Olympic Games. She's been to 3, by the way. And yeah, I need to rub that in. She's been to 3, yeah. So which one of her actually stands out for her? I suppose it was probably when you were 15, but then 2000, I think it was the summer 2000 Olympics and 2012, you were the Burundian flag bearer. I mean, it was like you were just carrying Burundi. That's what I see, especially during the Olympics in London, because at some point we were there watching, because it was just close by where I live in London anyway. I mean, seeing people carrying the flags of their country was like, all right, carrying the whole of you, Burundi on your shoulders, on your arms. That was brilliant. So tell me, which one of them actually stands out for you?
I would say 2012, because 2000, I really had no idea I don't even think I knew what the Olympics were about. Honestly, I think I was walking around like the Olympic Village, like, all these big stars. I didn't really care much. So I think I was just there, like, like going back from the village to go in the Sydney Olympics. And like, I didn't do a lot, but I would say too, that's special too, because it's where everything started. But 2012, and I remember, so I carried the flag in 2000, and they asked me to wear the traditional clothes, and I was like a pretty tomboy, and I was like young, 15. Like, now 15-year-olds are like doing makeup, have fake nails, extensions, and all that stuff. Like, nothing wrong with that. But then, when I look back, and I would say, oh, I look like a little boy, but nothing wrong. Village kids, we had to shave the hair. So it didn't really matter. Now I shave it by choice, but back then it was like we had to. So, but in 2012, I remember I was so excited. We were like putting our traditional clothes on, and I had like this nice hair, makeup. Like I felt pride. I felt really proud to represent the whole country, and also in a way that was like, my mom always taught me, like, oh, you just need to, act like a lady, and, like, be presentable, the way you carry yourself. And I remember all of that, like, just the whole time. I'm like, I gotta carry like myself, like my mom always told me, like, make her proud. And I was ready to do that. So that was definitely memorable for me.
And obviously, before your time, before you, this is what I'm going to call you now. Before you became the Queen of Burundi, okay, that was a king. That was a king of Burundi. Burundi, if you're watching, this is just me saying that, yeah, about Diane, yeah. So chill out, yeah. For me, she's the Queen of Burundi, all right. No matter what, there was a king of Burundi, Beniste, Niyongabo. Okay, 1 gold in Atlanta '96. How much influence did he have on you as an athlete and as a person?
I mean, it was like huge. Like when he won that medal, I think they printed like it was like articles about him. He was actually one of the people that I had hung the newspaper in my bedroom growing up, and I mean, kind of like just after that, you're like, oh, we can also do it. It kind of made you want to dream, not even about doing athletics, but like doing other things. Like if he can go to Italy and, and he also came from the village as well. Like, why can't I do it? I think it was like, it was huge. And he's still the pride of Burundi. And he put the Burundi on map for sure, 100%. And now when we go run, everybody knows that he won the medal because it was kind of like a surprise for a lot of people. And that was huge. And now being able to call him a friend and go into the summer Olympics in 2000 and even in 2012 2016 and being part of the Burundian team, and it means a lot to just have that. And just even when people are like, we don't know where Burundi is, like, do you know Venice? People are like, oh yeah, we know. Now it's easy for me to just bring up like a gold medalist, which is huge.
Definitely huge. One of my favorite saying is, why fit in when you were born to stand out? When I was researching about you, I saw that, and I was thinking that's really befitting, for someone like you, who obviously came through that journey, and you are now where you are. Why is that a saying you feel you can abide by or you can live by?
Yeah, I mean, I think since I left when I was young, and like I think just trying to navigate life, and like as a woman and as an African woman, and like even just being in living in Canada or living in the US, like being able to embrace both cultures, but also not being influenced by other people, but the way I look, the way I want to look. It's just I want to be different. I think being different is the best way to go. And before, I'm sure in the past, in my life, I used to be like, oh, I want to look like that. Oh, she looks like this. She looks so pretty. I want to look. But now that I'm older, I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I cut my hair a couple of times. I used to have like a full hawk, and people used to be like, but you look so pretty with long hair. And I'm like, I don't care. I do what I want. And I want to always represent myself in a way that makes me feel proud and makes my family proud and be respectful. But I don't want to look like my friends or somebody that I know I see on TV, Kim Kardashian, good for them, all these people. But I just learn how to love yourself and just feel beautiful in your own skin and just own it.
That's beautiful. And I hope everyone listening, watching this would obviously take that advice from our Queen of Burundi. So, last Sunday, you took part in the marathon project.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now during the COVID-19. I mean, it's been up and down for people all around the world, especially the part of the world you are in at the moment, and obviously where I am talking from. How was it like for you? COVID is all around you, and you're doing that, running and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely nervous, like a lot of people would, and I know I have a lot of friends that did the same race too that were talking about it. But I do think they were very cautious about, making sure we got 2 negative tests within a week. And I only live 2.5, actually 2 hours away. So I live in, Flagstaff, Arizona is like basically the village. It's in the mountains. It reminds me of the way I grew up. So for me, I've been struggling with injuries over the last year or two, and I wasn't really ready to run a marathon, but I was like, I need to do I need to run. It doesn't matter if it's a 5K, if it's a marathon, and I really need to stick to my plan. So for me, going in, I feel like that for me was a victory, being able to go there and obviously in a safe way with the whole COVID thing. It's been a tough year for all of us. But for me, it was like, don't pay attention to anybody who's running 219, 220. Just do your own thing. Like I said, I'm the only person who knows what I am in terms of my fitness and my life and what I at this point what I need to accomplish. Not to me, the fact that I wasn't even comparing myself, with anybody, it means that like I definitely grew a lot, and knowing that what next year, hopefully everything goes, go back to normal, what I'm able to do. And I'm really excited about my future, but I also didn't know that I was able to just be calm and run a marathon at my own pace and not looking, oh, I need to go with this and this person, whatever. So like I was just happy to be able to do that and end the year just being happy and do what I love to do and putting on my uniform for my sponsor that's been with me even when I couldn't run. And yeah, I just want to be able to present the people that really support me in the best way I can.
And your sponsor have been terrific. I mean, been with you all this time, and it's so nice for them to work officially or make you one of the faces of the brand. So are we looking to seeing you at the fourth Olympics in Tokyo?
Um, Actually, I don't know. I actually did switch. I no longer run for Burundi for
Burundi,
a
yeah.
lot of different reasons. I've been American now for almost 3 years, and I mean, I'm always gonna be a Burundian. To me, I'm always gonna be. It's just my what I was born. That's what my whole family is. It doesn't change anything. But for a lot of reasons that I would not be competing for Burundi, but I would hopefully be ready to run at the Olympic trials at the 10,000, hopefully this summer for US. And you know what? Anything can happen. But for right now, I'm not like stressing about that. I have a lot of goals that I want to achieve, a lot of things that I want to do besides even running. I would like to move on and hopefully I would like to get into real estate and hopefully I can do both as well. So I'm excited. I feel like the sky is the limit. I don't want to just be like I'm the runner. I wanted to be able to do all this stuff and like grow as a person. Uh, yeah, my career and everything. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you being in real estate because when I finally make my millions, I'm talking about millions of pounds or dollars, I'll be able to pick up my phone and I need a house by the mountains.
I'll get you a
I need
house,
to
man. I
feel
would
that
love to
village
do
life.
that. That's how I'm gonna know I made it, man. Just like having these phone calls from like UK, China. I'm like, I got you.
Uh, definitely, sister, definitely. Yeah. Um, how fun is marathon? I mean, people feel it's just
26.2.
yeah, it should be fun. I mean, for people like you, so how fun is it? I mean, people think it's just you're just going out there running for a long time, blah blah blah. How fun is it? And again, you said something about um, um, going into real estate. So, is that going to be a full time thing after sports, or are you going to be? Is there anything you're also looking at probably contributing towards bringing Burundians, Africans, introducing them into this particular sport itself?
Yeah, I mean, I have so many. I mean, the marathon it could be fun, but it is painful, honestly. People,
Yeah.
likely a lot of times, sometimes it hurts from the beginning if you're having a really bad day, but a lot of times it doesn't kick in until 30K, 35K. But what I love about the marathon is like kind of like life. Like life is hard. So you just have to be able to stick to what you're doing. The whole thing with like real estate, I'm gonna go in, my next career just thinking like I'm about to run a marathon. It's like it's hard. It's gonna take a long time for me to adjust and get to know people, get to know the business outside of running. I've only been running 20 plus years now. I haven't really done any other jobs. So I don't know. It's gonna be really hard. But yeah, I would also love to go back. I actually started a race 2012 in Burundi. I didn't get to do it every year, but like I wanted to start like help the new, especially women, because women back home, they don't, they're not encouraged to run. I wanted to
Mm.
encourage women, young women to run, moms, and like you see a lot of people who are they're not in shape. We used to run around the village. I don't know what happened. Now everybody wants to be in the city. I would
Mm.
love to encourage people that being in the mountains, in the nature, that's the best way to go. And I would like to do a lot of mentoring young women and just travel. I would love to go to West Africa, actually. I would love to visited other African countries. Like we always talk about, oh, go to Hawaii and Jamaica, but really we have so many beautiful places to visit, and I would love to show that through. I'm not a huge social media person, but I'm always proud when I go anywhere East Africa, anywhere, just to show the whole continent of Africa how beautiful it is. I feel proud just because people always like, do you guys eat sand? Do you do this and this? I'm like, no, we have the best food. There's a lot of beautiful homes. There's people with a lot of money. People are poor, but that's everywhere. So I would like to show that we're not any different from, America. I'm very proud of living here and having the opportunity to travel, but I love showing the beauty of, Africa in general. And that's going to be my goal. Hopefully travel. Love to go to Nigeria. Maybe you can show me around.
Yes, I'll do that. Don't worry, there. Definitely show you around. I need some suyas and some very nice Nigerian beer and Guinness. All right.
Yes, and fufu. You guys have fufu. Fufu is my favorite food.
Really? What about
Oh yeah,
jollof
I
rice?
make it.
What about jollof rice?
Huh?
What about jollof rice? Have you heard of that
Oh,
before?
no, I've heard of that, but I don't know how to make it, but I know how to make fufu.
Listen, I need to look you up with my missus. She's like the pro in jollof rice. Trust me.
Yes, please do. I'm more about the food. That fufu and the lamb. Oh, lamb stew.
Oh, oh, don't start there, man. Don't start, yeah. Don't start.
Maybe we
Listen,
should do
Diane.
another one where we talk about food and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's so much better. That's so good.
We'll do that, definitely. Listen, it's been so wonderful talking to you, Dan. Thank you for coming on the Bètá Convo today. I wish you all
Yeah.
the very best for
Thank
now
you so
and in the
much.
future.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Happy New Year. Thank you for having me. It was
Happy New
nice to
Year,
meet
girl. Thank you.
you.
Nice to meet you. Take care.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Oh, that was very interesting. I mean, talking to Diane there. Well, we've heard from her. I mean, she's spoken to us about what life has been for her and what she's looking forward to in the future. And obviously, our love for Africa. Okay, not just Africa, but Africa as a point of destination, tourism, food, culture, which is really very nice. Thank you for watching the Bètá Convo live today. Hopefully, Nadia AK will be back next week. If not, gladly standing for her. Okay. Thank you. And next week is another edition when we bring you someone very interesting again. Thank you for watching. My name is Wally. Have a good week.